Darkcast Network. The light shines brightest on our indie podcasts.
Hi, this is Jenna.
And this is Kelly.
And you're listening to ODFM.
This episode is One Delirium from Murder.
Someone's batshit crazy?
Yep. That, you got it. That's all we needed. And that was a good episode. Thank you. Goodbye.
Before we get started, okay, so a friend of mine who I used to work with, Christy, who's been listening to our show.
I've seen her comment before on things. Okay, anyway.
Yes, at least she sent me a tip on a 48 hours that she saw, and I was like,
ooh.
Thanks for letting me be more lazy and let the stories come to me. Appreciate it.
Perfect. I like that.
So I was like, cool. But then she's like, I also wanted to let you know, she goes, one of your recent episodes, you made a comment about wanting to make sure that your toes were painted when you died.
Right. You did say that.
Right? And I don't even remember what the episode was. I think it was when we were talking about not wanting to be
in
buried in bras.
Yes.
And I wanted my toes painted. Right, because all those Victorian women that are haunting people, it's because they're in corsets.
Yeah, these corsets, and they still can't breathe. And they're like, can you just get this off of me?
They're angry. And they're rightfully angry. So
anyways,
she works part-time at a funeral home.
No way.
And she's got fantastic stories, too. But
anyway, I love it. Okay.
So she messaged to let me know that she doesn't know about all of them, but at least where she works, they will do your toes.
Is it an add-on?
Yeah, I don't know if it's an extra cost or not. That I don't know. But if anyone is making plans for their final wishes and, whether they want to, letting family know about if they want to be buried, cremated, what have you, set off to sea like a Viking, whatever.
Yes.
Whatever works for you, right? If you don't want to wear a bra, let them know. If you need your toenails painted and they're squeamish about that, which I could understand.
Yeah.
That is something you can request.
Oh my gosh. I'll take the gel add-on for $200.
Well, yeah, you don't want it to chip. It's good for eternity.
Look at your shirt disappearing.
My shirt
that was
keeps
amazing.
Disappearing. Look at that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. So my shirt is green and it's blending with the green screen when I move certain ways. So
fabulous. I love it.
It's not that you can see through my shirt. It's that I look like I'm a floating head.
I think we need to do an episode with green pasties. And nothing.
I'm going to choke to death. Are you serious?
That'd be hilarious. It looks like see-through boobs. See-through nipples. Oh, that could be amazing.
I'm starting to think that we're the ones that are delusional.
Oh, absolutely.
Or what was it? No,
I'm
delirious.
glad you're just
we're
now
delirious.
starting. Delirious.
I feel a little delirious right now.
I think you're just now figuring that out. I've known you for years. But I love that update. Thank you. Now I know I can get my toes painted. I feel a little better.
I don't know if they'll do the gel. I don't know.
Yeah. Although I just want to be burned up anyway. Just turn me into smash. So
but if you could do my toes first, that'd be great.
That might be good. I don't know. But then it's like sending chemicals in the air as it burns.
There's a lot of chemicals anyway. Dude, my hair alone. Okay?
I'm a walking chemical. So.
This is highly flammable right here. Okay.
Well, you'll go up easy then.
I know. Don't start from the feet. Start from the top. She'll ignite quick. Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, we're terrible. Okay. Back to our story. No, starting our story, I suppose. So this story is about Ron Ruse.
That's hard to say.
It is kind of hard to say, but I got it. So he was born in the 60s. He's growing up in Southern California. He's close with his family. There's 5 kids in his family in a big house.
Good Lord.
And the Ruse family, they seem to have like an idyllic California life. Like, I'll never know. But
right.
Ron grows up. He's athletic. He's kind. He's funny. He loves surfing. I mean, all the California things. Yeah. So at 18, which this is impressive, he lands a job as a mechanic at a car dealership, which I was like, don't you have to go to trade school first and all this? But maybe they still did the apprenticeships.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
And all that. So he's starting out with a bright future. He's a good guy, working a good job, starting in Cali.
I don't like where this is headed.
It just goes down. Yeah, it always goes down. So while he's working at the dealership, Ron meets Linda. I mean, these are so like 80s.
Oh my God, Ron and Linda.
Ron and Linda. Linda, she's a pretty, bubbly young woman. She's the office assistant for the dealership.
Oh, convenient.
They hit it off right away. They go out on a couple of dates after work, and things are looking pretty good. They're liking each other. Then, late one night, a few weeks later, so they'd just gone on a couple dates.
Okay.
Linda shows up at Ron's apartment with a car full of her things.
This is moving a little fast for me, Linda.
Red flag. Yeah.
Right?
What are you doing here? So she's crying. She's telling Ron, my mom threw me out of my house and I've got nowhere else to go.
Really? Do you not have friends, Linda?
Yeah, Linda. You're young, you're pretty. Do I want to take you in? But Ron, he's generous and he's caring and way better than a lot of the guys I've ever known. So he's like, yeah, you're welcome. You can stay for a while, you know. So Linda moves in. Can you imagine? And you're working together and you're just getting to know each other. I think that's like...
Good God. It would be a lot. A lot.
It's too much, too fast. But she moves in and the pair quickly become a couple. And they enjoy their time together. I would hope so at this point, you kind of have to. Like, what else do you do? You can't really date.
Be really uncomfortable if they were still dating other people.
Yeah.
And picking each other up from the same
house. That'd be weird. They enjoy their time together at work and at home, and Ron even brings Linda to meet his family. And they also like her. They're like, yeah, she's pretty cool. She's a sweet girl. So, not too bad to start. But Linda starts becoming a staple in, like, everything Ron does. Oh, God. So, if Ron's playing softball, Linda's in the stands. If Ron's surfing, Linda's on the beach. If Ron's at guys' night, so is Linda. She's like...
that goes against the definition of guys' night.
Yep.
Right? But also, like,
yeah.
I'm starting to really get the picture that, Linda doesn't have any other friends.
No, I think Linda's a loner.
Yeah.
Yeah, although a clingy loner, I think. Yeah. Stage 4 clinger.
Right, exactly. Right. Mayday.
So she begins getting more and more controlling and possessive of Ron. And she's no longer working, as far as I could tell from my research. It seems like pretty soon after she moved in, she quit working, but she goes to school instead. And her ambition is to become a photojournalist. But I have the feeling from things I was reading that Ron is covering all the costs at this point.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. This is a lot for Ron, who's...
Kind of a lot. He's 18.
Is he still like 18?
Yeah, I mean, you just get out of your family home, you're just starting a new job, and suddenly you're basically married. But even against his highest hopes, all these red flags. There's like a bag of red flags in the back of her car, I think.
It was one of the bags she brought.
Yeah, can you unpack this for me? Wait, no, don't look in that bag.
Right.
But even against his highest hopes, things just get worse for Ron. If Ron goes somewhere and Linda doesn't know where he is, or she feels like it's taking him too long, she legit starts calling all of his friends and family.
Which, it's not like it is today where people have phones or even before where they were like pagers. This is like you have to dial
everything. Oh, so that'd be annoying and embarrassing. I don't know. I think I'd be embarrassed. Like, my girlfriend won't leave me alone for 5 minutes while I go get groceries.
Exactly.
But Ron, he's like super sweet and a peacemaker. I'm wondering if he's a Libra because...
It's a good possibility.
Yeah, we put up with everything.
Yeah.
So Ron just tries to keep the peace. He reassures Linda that everything's fine. He doesn't know how to deal with her overwhelming behavior. But after a couple of years together, years. He puts up with it for years.
Good God, man.
Yeah, Linda still is suffocating as she was in the beginning, and Ron decides he can't take it anymore. Gathers up his courage, and he tells Linda that, you know what, I need space. We need to break up. Mm-hmm. And if you think Linda's going to be okay, then you are thinking of the wrong Linda, because this Linda...
is a stage 4 clinger.
Yes, she loses her goddamn mind.
Oh, no.
So she screams, she cries, she freaks out, and she claims she's going to kill herself if Ron leaves her. She's one of those.
Fuck.
Yep, one of those, like, over the top. She even goes as far as to tell his friends and family that she's pregnant, even though she's not, to try to get him to stay. Oh. Yes. I mean, she is, demented.
Dude, that's next level shit.
It's bad. After enduring hours and possibly days of this, I mean, with her going to his family and stuff, I'm assuming days of this. And no signs of it stopping, Ron finally gets
I don't know. She's got everybody's number already. She could have just made those phone calls in a half hour.
That's true. She probably did while he's sitting there and he's like, oh my God. I can't even leave the house because then she'll freak out. So Ron gives in and he tells Linda, okay, I'm not leaving you. It's okay. We could give it another shot.
Oh, no.
So he thinks he can manage maybe her bad behavior because he's done it for a couple years now. Maybe he can persuade her to give him more space in the relationship.
It's worked so well so far.
Yeah, we won't break up, but maybe if you just let me be on my own a little bit. Ron. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Ron. So after 3 more years...
Are you serious?
Yes, 3 more years.
So how many years is this now? How old is he?
At least 5 or 6. So he started at 18, yeah.
He's got to be able to see, like...
like, dude, there's
a little more mature, and just be like, okay, she's playing you, man.
Dude, I know, like, please give up. But after those 3 more years and things aren't getting any better, Ron decides he is now finally at the end of his rope. Like, this guy has... the rope that goes around the world type of rope.
Right. Also, she's been pregnant for 3 years now, by the way. Because nothing ever happened.
Nothing ever happened. Lies. Red flags. What he decides to do, he secretly gets another apartment.
Oh.
And then he tells Linda, he packs up all his things while she's gone one day, tells her when she gets home, you know what, I'm leaving, but you can stay in this apartment. I'll still pay for it, pay your utilities. I'll pay for the apartment.
Dude, it's been 10 years. Did she not ever get her degree?
Right.
Like, what the hell happened?
I know.
But
that's a long-ass time. Take care of yourself a little bit. So he's continuing to take care of Linda, even just monetarily. But it might have sent Linda the wrong message. Like, oh, there might still be a chance he cares so much that he'll still take care of me.
Wow, she's really digging. She's really digging.
So delusional. So, in fact, they continued to kind of see each other one off and on. I'm assuming because she'd be like, Ron, I'm tired. Please, we have to spend time together.
Right?
You know, it was that shit. I couldn't handle it. When Linda's birthday came around, you know, he's so sweet. This Ron is so sweet. Too sweet. He asked Linda, okay, so what do you want for your birthday? And he's like, as a friendship, you know, what do you want as a friend type of thing for your birthday? Right. And she's like, well, I want a ring. Okay. So Ron is so nice. He's like, okay. So he goes and buys her a cubic zirconium ring. And he tells his friends, he's like, this is just a friendship ring and everything, but he gives it to Linda. And now she's telling everybody that they're engaged.
Right? Of course.
God, Ron. It's a little bit like, you got to at least stand up for yourself at some point. But I get it because I'm overly nice, but still.
I know. I also have the same issue, but maybe the cubic zirconium, maybe an amethyst would have been better. Like something that didn't look bracelet. So much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is a toe ring.
Toe ring.
I mean, we're in California. It
doesn't say romantic. A toe ring.
Toe ring definitely doesn't sound romantic.
Oh, God. Okay.
That would have been the way to go.
There.
This doesn't fit on my fingers. Yeah, that's because it's for your toes.
It's a toe ring.
Yeah. He gets a little bit of time away in his own apartment, and he's finally realizing how clingy Linda actually was. I don't think he could see through it because it was inside of it almost, you know?
Oh, wow. Yeah. He's got a little more perspective because he's literally outside of the situation.
Yes, he can finally see, holy shit, that was awful. So he finally begins to feel free, and he's relaxing a little bit. And a year goes by, and he thinks, okay, Linda's moving on. I think things are getting better.
How moving on can she be if he's still paying for everything, though?
Exactly.
I'm starting to wonder which one is delirious in the story.
Yes.
Because I feel like it could go either way.
Yeah. And she's like, I still got this lifeline. She's still got this little rope around him. Yeah. He goes to a friend's wedding. You know, he's having fun at this wedding, and he meets a beautiful woman named Vicky, and the two hit it off right away. So he's like, oh gosh, I'm finally getting on with my life and maybe I can get Linda out. However, just days after meeting Vicky, it's like Linda gets some message from the heavens or the spiritual realm.
Oh, God.
Because suddenly here she is again and she's back and she's not going to let Ron escape from her life. So Ron tells Linda, you know what? I've met someone. I've moved on and you should too. I mean, he's finally telling her.
Right.
Oh, Linda, she's not so happy. So she is outraged and she demands he take her back because that helps.
Oh my God.
That's exactly what every person wants to hear. Like,
exactly.
You have to. I don't care what you want.
Exactly. Here's how this is going to go.
Yeah. Oh, fun. Thanks for deciding my life for me. So no, Linda's not going to let him go easily. So she starts to stalk him. Like, pray.
It's also nothing more romantic.
Right. Of course I would want you because that's so flattering. Oof. She calls constantly, as in tens to hundreds of times per day.
Oh my God.
And when Ron starts to ignore the call, she shows up in person at his apartment all hours of the night and day.
He needs to pawn her off on somebody else.
I know, but would you want to put someone else through that hell? You almost wouldn't put it on
someone I don't know.
Some stranger that sucks. Right. Have her. Please have her.
Right.
So even when she'll come like in the middle of the night, she'll be screaming outside his window. He lives in an apartment complex.
Oh, God.
So all these people are waking up and they're like, shut her up. Oh,
right.
my God.
He'd be like, I would love to.
I would love to. I do not control her, obviously. Yes. Oh, and it gets better. So everywhere Ron goes, Linda shows up. Surfing at the beach. Oh, hi, Linda. Yeah, fixing a car at the dealership. Oh, yep, there's Linda.
Do you remember in Wayne's World when his ex-girlfriend
Oh, my God.
And then she had the neck brace.
Yes.
She crashes into the car.
Oh, my God. It's this girl. It's that stage 5 cleaner.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's at softball practice. He's laughing with the guys. And guess who's in the stands? Yeah, Linda.
She's just standing there smiling, doing like a little finger wave. Hello.
Creepy. And even when he does those guys' nights out, she shows up. Jesus. It's like she knows his schedule, she knows his patterns, and she knows exactly where he'll be.
I'm surprised anybody else will invite him out anymore.
I know. like, is
dude.
Linda going to be there? Probably.
Yeah, right.
I can't fucking
Hey guys,
get
we
away.
should get a table for one more because
we know she's coming. Oh, it'd be hell. God. So at one point, this was good. At one point, he had plans to go to his high school reunion. And of course, he didn't invite her because they're not together anymore.
Right.
But she called the high school, whoever, like the school or something, and was like, I'm his wife and I need to cancel these plans. She canceled it on him, so he couldn't even go because
you're kidding.
I mean,
holy crap.
Psycho.
That's wow. That's
creepy.
Oh my God.
I know. That's going far.
Tell me he stopped paying her rent by this point. Like seriously.
I hope so. I mean, kind of get an idea. Let go.
I mean, shit, he could have a house at this point. He's paying for his rent, her rent.
So when Ron starts dating Vicky, the one he met at a wedding, Linda, of course, takes notice because she seems to always be around. So
I'm sure Vicky found it fun too.
Oh, she had to love it. Oh, good. I get to share you, basically. So one day, when Vicky goes up to Ron's apartment, Linda's waiting outside and she sees Vicky park. And once Vicky goes inside, Linda runs over to her car and writes down Vicky's license number.
Oh, God.
And then she scratches up Vicky's car because that's nice. And then she goes to a telephone booth or finds a phone somewhere and she calls the DMV. And she says, hey, I hit a parked car. I want to make things right. Can you give me the info for the owner of this license number? And they do. The DMV gives the info out.
So this is why they don't do that kind of shit anymore.
Right.
Now we know why. They're like, we can't just give that information out.
There are psycho
we learned
stalkers.
In the 80s from the psycho people.
Yeah, and they don't just give her her name. They give her her address. Like, even worse. Because she's like, I need to write them a note.
Do you want to write her a little I'm sorry note? Let me give you her address.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So, of course, crazy Linda, she uses this info to start harassing Vicky. And she sends her endless threatening letters. And she tells her there's no way she'll lose Ron to silly little Vicky.
How much does Vicky like Ron? Because I'd be like, do I need this shit? I don't know.
I know. Be like, oh, I don't know if I can handle this. So after weeks of tormenting Ron and now Vicky, Linda shows up at Ron's sister's house.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know. She is So she's wailing and she's telling the sister how she's going to blow Ron's ass away. Because that's normal. That escalated. Boy. I know.
Okay. Yeah. You want to take yourself out of the picture? You know, hey, at this point.
Maybe that's one thing, but.
That's an option.
Yep. So at this time, she's 28 years old and she's stalking her ex-boyfriend and who has made it clear they have no future.
Right.
And Ron's sister lets Linda vent for what must seem like hours. I can't imagine.
Oh my God.
And when she finally gets a word in, she's like, okay, Linda, it's time to move on. The best revenge is to live well and have a good life.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. And Linda's like, okay. She calms down and she agrees. She's like, you're right. I should move on. So the sister's like, oh, thank God. Someone's gotten through to her. She feels like she's had a breakthrough. And she's like, okay, she's going to move on now. But Linda. Linda. All right. So after her breakdown in front of Ron's sister and her promise she's ready to move on, Linda doesn't. Nope. Of course not.
Not her style.
No, I know I can get him if I'm persistent enough. Oh my God. So she continues to show up everywhere. She writes incessant letters. She harasses Ron and Vicky. And Ron starts to get, and I can't believe it's just now, but he starts to get depressed. I would have been like.
Just now?
Just now. He's so
what he needs
sweet.
is a restraining order.
Yeah, exactly. He's feeling trapped and with every aspect of his life being controlled in some way.
I'm depressed.
I know. Like, he's like afraid to go out.
I'm depressed for him.
I'm depressed for you, dude. You can't even leave your house. Right. He's afraid to answer the phone. And it's the 80s. It's not like you can screen it. Like, who's calling?
Right.
The caller screening. Oh, that was so great when that came because I'd be like, oh, I don't have to pick that one up again.
Seriously.
Yeah. I remember us having it at our apartment. I was like,
it was beautiful.
This is so great. We finally
got Is it worth it to pay for this? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Caller screening.
Oh my God, don't answer. Don't answer. It's that guy from the bar. Don't answer.
Don't answer. It was so good. Whew. Yeah, thank God that came around.
Yeah.
So, he's afraid to go get the mail because every time they get the mail, there's a note from her. And he's probably afraid to take Vicky on dates. I mean.
Oh, right. Can't go anywhere.
I know. So he feels powerless, even though, like, Linda's only, like, 5'2". She's tiny.
Oh, my God.
He's like 6 foot. And he's not a slouch. He's a big dude. But he's hesitant.
Can he do that thing where he just, like, puts his hand on top of her head and holds her at arm's length as she tries to, like, claw for him? Like
little kids do.
Right, exactly.
Perfect. We have a solution for you, Ron. Yeah, no, he's too sweet. So, and he's hesitant, like you said, to get a restraining order. He's hesitant to get the law involved because he's humiliated to admit he can't handle this little woman.
But I'm sure if he went through the whole thing and been like, it's been 10 years, they'd be like, we got you, man.
We should see. Well, you would think, yeah. He realizes he needs to get help from the law when Linda is causing so many problems at his job that they tell him they might have to fire him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So he's like, I can't.
Linda, I won't be able to support you anymore.
Right. You fucker stay away. Yeah. So she's going to get him fired. So after this year of constant harassment, Ron applies for a restraining order and they set a court date.
Oh, God, finally.
Yes. So at court, though, this pisses me off so bad. The judge makes some remarks that are frankly shitty. So he says something to the effect of, well, I've never been in a position where I've had an attractive young woman chasing after me.
Allow me to introduce you to Linda. Linda, this judge looks single.
This judge is hot and he makes good money. Take him.
Right?
Take her. See how you like her.
Exactly. Are you serious?
Yeah. What a dick. So he doesn't take Ron's predicament seriously at all. And he belittles him and he tells him, you should be flattered that this woman cares for you this much.
I was flattered from 82 to 84. From 84 to 90, I was like, you know what?
I'm over this shit. I know. It was terrible. So,
you should be flattered. You should look into a different profession.
Yes. You should stop being such a dick.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it's the 1980s. And even today, men won't take legal action oftentimes, apparently, because against female harassers for fear of seeming weak or unable to handle their own problems. So that judge's reaction was not only insulting, but actually turned out to be dangerous.
Oh, fuck. I was afraid of that. I mean, this isn't a podcast about annoying people.
No. But ultimately, the judge does sign a no contact order for both Ron and Linda, like whoopity-doo. But Ron thinks, okay, maybe this will actually scare Linda away a little bit. Say, okay, if you keep contacting me, the law has to get involved. But or
at least be like, I'm serious this time.
Right. Yes. I actually brought up to the judge, but that doesn't seem to matter. So just a few nights later, Ron comes home to find a note on his door late at night. It says, come inside and check the note on the rocking chair.
Oh, shit.
I am not going in.
How could she even get in? I'd be like, nope, turning around.
Nope. Blah.
Tell me he didn't go in the house.
Yep. He's like, okay, I gotta go in.
Damn it, Ron.
Ron goes in.
Was she sitting in the rocking chair holding the note?
Oh, God, that'd be horrifying. No, luckily nobody was there.
Okay. Whew.
But there is a note on the rocking chair. So she does get in somehow. Freaking scary. I wonder if she used her manipulation to tell like the building manager or something, hey, I can't get in my apartment. I don't know.
Exactly. Somehow. Found a way to get her own copy of the key, whatever.
I don't know. But yeah, he gets to the note and it says something like, a piece of paper is not going to stop me from getting to you. Yeah. No.
We are now at stage 5, Klinger. We've gone past 4.
This is beyond. This is like creepy ass. It is nightmare material. So Ron goes to the police. He reports the note. And even though they know, all of them know it's her because of this past court date and stuff, they say they can't do anything because they don't know or they didn't see her in the act of leaving the note. But wouldn't that be breaking and entering anyway?
What does she have to do? Sign it, love Linda? Like what?
No, come on. Someone broke into my place, obviously, to put this in there. But
I have a restraining order or I have a no contact order for a reason. I only have it from one person in particular. Who else could have left the note?
Yeah, and they even agreed. Yeah, she's likely the one that left the note. But since we didn't see her leaving the note, we can't do anything.
Else? The janitor, the building manager? What the?
No, my other girlfriend. No, she didn't do it.
Oh my God. So it's likely, but not for sure, that Linda left the note.
That's right. We don't know whether she really did that.
Work ever.
It couldn't be because she's the only one that's sent a million letters, but whatever. And it's the same.
No one else in the past 10 years has sent me a letter. I have these 5,000 samples of her handwriting, but you're right. We don't know anyone. For sure.
You never know. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Linda doesn't stop there, of course. So she starts stepping up harassing letters she sends to Vicky now. Oh, God. Poor Vicky. So nice she's stuck in there this long, but...
Right?
One says, one of these notes, I'm going to tear the two of you to the bone. It was never about you and Ron. It was always about me and Ron. I win, you lose.
Holy crap.
I know. The best way is how she signed it. Hatefully yours, Linda. So drama.
At least she used the salutation. Is that what it's called? I know salutation is when you greeting and salutations or I don't know, whatever, you know.
At least she signed it.
She still said, and she signed it. So if they brought it to the cops,
could be like,
look. Well, we think it's from Linda, but she didn't put her last name.
True. Could be any Linda. I mean, it is the 80s. There's a lot of Lindas.
Oh my God.
So stupid. So another letter she received said, seems you wound up in a place I warned you to back away from. I know. Jesus. There is no way in hell I'm going to give you the opportunity to spend time with Ron. Hope your 3 months was worth it, bitch. No one is about to replace my 7 years. Unfortunately, this was the only solution. Ron made his bed, and I had to make sure he's going to lie in it. I told you I would get him in the end. Which is weird, because she still doesn't have him. So I'm like, What?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Were you dating?
Are you together again? I didn't see him want to be with you, but okay. Poor Vicky. She gets to the point. She can't handle it anymore. She's just, it's only been like a few months between them.
Right.
But she's just like, I can't do this anymore. So she breaks things off with Ron.
Yeah.
Understandably. Yeah.
So we know who's not delirious.
Not crazy. She's like, dude, I'm sorry to leave you on your own, but I'm out.
Like, call me if you ever get rid of her.
Yeah. So Ron decides he's going to go underground as best as he knows.
Oh, man.
Every night he sleeps in a different motel room.
Holy
Changes
crap.
every night. He rents a car because he knows she'll know his car. So he rents a car to drive around instead of the one she knows. Family offers him to stay with them, but he's like, I'm not going to bring her wrath on you. Right. No way.
Dude, he needs to move to a different town. He needs to just move out of state.
Yeah.
At least for a while or something.
Yes, something. Or freaking fly to Barbados. I don't know, something. But in November of 1987, Linda seems to give up trying to track Ron down. So this has been a while. He's been to motel. She hasn't seemed to have been able to find him. So he finally feels like, okay, maybe she's given up. I'm going to go rent an apartment. So he's hoping the nightmares in the past. It's got to be really expensive moving motels every night and stuff.
Oh, for sure. But I'm just like, well, how do you know you just haven't been doing a really good job? And she just hasn't found you.
Right. So as soon as he signs a lease, Linda once again tracks him down. She is a sleuth and a half. I don't know how she did this.
This is pre-internet. This is impressive.
Pre-internet. Actually. I don't know how she was tracking him down so well, but
good God.
She discovers that the apartment next door to Ron's is vacant.
Oh fuck.
Fuck is right. No. Fuck is right. She snatches up the lease for herself. And it was crazy. I know in the show I was watching about it, they were saying the person, like the property manager was like, it was crazy because I was like, do you want to see the lease agreement? She's like, no, I'm signing. They're like, you haven't even been through the apartment yet. No, I want this apartment.
Did they check to make sure that she had a job and
no, I don't think so.
How she was going to pay for the apartment?
I don't know how she's paying for anything at this point. I don't think he's still paying for things, but who knows? Anyway, she moves in. So their apartments share a wall. I don't think he's aware yet that she's living there. And Linda listens through the wall. She tracks his comings and goings. It is mental.
Here, I'm picturing like he's just out on his balcony one time and she just steps outside and goes, hi, neighbor. And then he like shits himself on the spot.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? It'd be so horrifying and scary. 5 days after she takes over the lease at the adjoining apartment on December 14th of 1987, Ron that night had gone grocery shopping late after work. Okay. He's coming home. He returns. He's got arms full of groceries. They live on the second floor of this building. Okay. So he'd gone up the stairs with his arms full of groceries, takes out his keys, puts one in the door when Linda steps into the corridor with a gun in her hand. Oh, he sees her and he's got to be in shock.
Right.
She shoots him and hits him in the side of the torso. Just bam. So he drops everything, runs towards the stairs and starts to run down, and she continues shooting.
Oh my God.
She hits him another time in the back of the shoulder. He makes it down the stairs, gets to a neighbor's apartment, bangs on the door, and he's begging to be let in. But the funny part of this is the woman's name is Janet. And I'm like, oh my God, it's totally like Three's Company and all the names of the 80s. That's all I could think. It was like, of course her name was Janet. Of course it was Janet.
Right.
Anyway.
It's Jack, let me in.
Ron, Janet, Vicky.
Oh my God.
All the names. Yeah, Linda. Anyway, that wasn't very funny. But, it's not funny that he's hurt.
But
and he goes to
perfect
Janet.
That her name was,
but it
was
is
Janet.
Perfect that her name's Janet. So Janet immediately opens the door, to her credit, lets him in, sees there's a crazy person with a gun, but lets him in, gets him inside. He's collapsing onto the floor. He has 4 holes in his lungs, and he's drowning in his own blood.
Oh, my God.
And the only words he gets out before he dies is to thank her for helping him.
Are you serious?
He's so sweet. So sweet. Linda, meanwhile, she has an escape route all planned out. She begins running. So she had planned where she was going to throw the gun. She gets to her car. Crap. But For some reason, she has second thoughts, and she stops at a payphone and calls police to turn herself in.
Oh.
Yeah, though you think maybe she's feeling ashamed or sad for what she's done. No, that she immediately tells them that it's Ron's fault for forcing her to the point where she had to shoot him.
She has put up with a lot in the past 7 years.
Of her own self.
I mean, do you know how hard it's been to track him day after day? I mean, and then he just kept moving on me.
He didn't want me. How dare him? I mean, what is wrong with him?
Exactly.
Oh, fucking crazy lady. So she's charged with first-degree murder, but she claims self-defense.
Was she defending herself from groceries?
What don't throw that orange at me. Oh,
right.
Yeah, he has oranges. I was terrified. Now, she says that her intention was to kill herself in front of Ron, but he wrestled her for the gun and it went off and somehow shot him instead in the back.
But there's nothing at the scene to corroborate her story.
No. And how would he? So first he shot in the side of the torso. Right. Which I suppose if you're in a wrestling move, somehow you could have gotten shot. But in the back.
Limber. As you're very limber, I think. I
think so too. It just is stupid.
Yeah.
So the self-defense thing doesn't seem to work. But
no,
Linda.
Nice try.
Nice try. That's a striking tale, but we don't believe you.
It's a striking tale.
Somehow we don't think it's true. So
she is much better as an investigator than she is a liar.
And she wanted to become a photojournalist. She should have freaking worked harder at becoming a full journalist.
Yeah, I mean, as far as investigative journalism, I mean, she could have had a really nice career.
Right. She was great at investigating, but she just was too obsessive, so she couldn't do it. But, okay, so she gets sentenced to 27 years to life. And since then, she's come up a few times for parole, but continues to lie about her guilt in killing Ron and continues to be denied because she can't ever take the blame.
She would have to admit to what she did.
Yeah, she'd have to admit that she was in the wrong. So at parole hearings, Linda gave multiple conflicting versions of the events leading to the murder. Like in 2004, she cast herself as a victim of Ron, who she claimed was abusive and had hired a man to murder her.
Maybe he should have.
He probably should have. At least he'd have a life. So she told the board she had purchased the gun to protect herself, and immediately before shooting Ron, she saw him outside her apartment with a knife in his hand.
Well, he does live next door.
He does. Maybe
he rented it first.
He didn't even know she was there.
Who's trying to get away from who?
Exactly. And then she claimed, here it is. Ron threw a bag of groceries at her when she confronted him, which caused her to react by shooting him. Because as it does, oh shit, there's groceries.
Boom, boom. Bag of groceries at her.
Of course, I reacted by shooting him. So.
Oh my God.
Now she's 53 or thereabouts, and she's still incarcerated. Yes, thank God. As for Ron's family, in fact, I read something about the parole board finally approved her for parole, but the governor stepped in and was like, no. You
don't know what she told you guys?
But look at all this evidence of her crazy ass.
Right.
So the governor stepped in and put a halt to it, which I was like, wow. Good. Yeah.
I hope that judge from way back when heard about it and went,
no shit.
Oh.
You dick.
Whoops.
Not so flattered. Nope, not so flattered now. Oh. So as for Ron's family, they advocate to this day for tougher anti-stalking laws.
Yeah.
And they want to spread the sentiment that men, too, are victims of stalking, and it should be considered just as serious for them as it is for women.
Oh, my God. Yeah, obviously. We're batshit crazy.
Yeah. No shit. Everybody's batshit crazy. Humans.
Right.
This woman, though. So that's the tale of Ron. He never really even got to live a life.
No.
He just got out of high school, and then this woman shows up. Ugh.
Holy crap. That poor guy.
He was so sweet. Glutton for punishment. So did you want to hear my sources?
Yes, please.
Oh, we've got some good names of shows here. So.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
Deadly Women, that one show.
Yeah.
This episode was called Tainted Love. Tainted Love.
Oh, I feel like they could have been, they could have done better.
Yeah, maybe. It was season 14, episode 1. By season 14, you can come up. Well, maybe they're out of ideas.
Maybe they're out of ideas. Yeah. By season 14, they're like, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I just heard soft sell on the radio. Let's just.
Let's go with it. Sounds good. Got thecinemaholic.com.
Yeah, okay.
LA Times, San Diego Union Tribune, businessguideafrica.com. That, I don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was there. Casetext.com. So there was all these case files, if all her.
Okay.
Ooh, another show, Stalked. Someone's watching. Have you watched those shows?
I haven't seen that one, no.
Oof. There's a whole series of them. This was season 4, episode 20, Date with the Devil.
I feel like that was a little much too.
It wasn't just one date. Oh my God, this woman would not leave my side.
Right. Relationship from hell.
Yes.
I'll find you.
Oh, she did too.
Oh, God.
Hey, Oddies. Thanks for listening to another episode of ODFM. If you're a longtime listener, hey, we cannot thank you enough for your continued support. And if you're a new listener, thanks for giving us a try. If you like us, please drop us a like, subscribe, or rate us so we can share our stories with more people around the world. And if you'd like more information, like links to our podcast and socials, along with our Patreon fan page, those links are all on Linktree under ODFM Podcast. That's linktr.ee/ODFM Podcast. Side note, you guys, we're obsessed with fan art, and we love making things with it, like stickers for our fans. So if you'd like us to use your designs, send it to us at odfmpodcast@gmail.com. And if we use your design, we'll be sure to send you a sticker.
Thanks for listening to another episode of ODFM, hosted by Kelly DeVries and Jenna Swanson. Production and editing by Kelly DeVries. Theme music by Eric Swanson. ODFM is a satirical true crime podcast for entertainment purposes only. The stories you hear are serious and true. The comments and opinions are not. We apologize if any of our content is harmful or disrespectful.